Well, in studio with us, we're happy to host the chairman of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. It's Dr. Mzalendo Kivunja, and we're going to be talking about cohesion in the country. Thank you so much for making time to be with us.
Thank you very much.
Especially this week, obviously, as the conference launches. We have quite a number of wazees who have been called in to Nairobi. Tell us a little bit about that.
We have invited, that's the Ministry and the National Cohesion Commission, we have invited about 300 elders from all over Kenya, almost every other part, to come and discuss issues of cohesion integration. And the theme or the motto of the conference is one country, one people, one destiny. How do we achieve cohesion and integration in this country?
Right.
Yes.
So this is going to be going on for the early part till Wednesday?
Yes, until Wednesday, yes.
And we will have hopefully some solid outcomes.
Yes, and we are more also interested in exploring how do we use the institution of elders in this country as a cohesive factor. How do we for a long time, Kenyans know we used to sort out some of our problems. We never went to courts. If there were issues, we never took arms. The elders will sit together, maybe under a tree, and discuss these issues and come up with a solution. In some communities, that institution is gone, but then we're trying to see how do we bring it back and how do we encourage them to take up this novel role of telling Kenyans they need to be cohesive.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just look at the Kenya situation today. We obviously have the yes and no camps sadly out there campaigning. I say sadly because we came out of elections a divided country, and it almost seems like we're back into campaigns. It's difficult to take for some people in the country who still, we have IDPs and victims of the post-election violence. What is the Cohesion and Integration Commission's role? Is it in ensuring that these campaigns are clean?
Yeah, like we said when this draft constitution was brought out, we said it's okay for Kenyans to disagree, and it's even healthy for a democracy to have some people expressing their opinion. The only thing is that previously, if you used insulting language, if you used threatening language, if you used language that divides people, you were nothing to turn to. But since 2008, there is a law now called the National Cohesion and Integration Act of 2008, and if you look at Section 13, it prohibits abusive, insulting, and threatening language, particularly where you are pitting one community against the other. For example, in this draft, one of the issues that is being discussed about is land. Everybody in this country has land, or most communities
should have a stake. Should have a stake.
Yeah, most communities in this country have land. So you cannot assume that land belongs to one community and say our land. And if a clause really belongs to the land, then it should be able to affect everybody. So, as a commission, we have begun monitoring, for example, of all televisions and also some of the discussion through help of some donors to make sure that people who are campaigning for the no or yes do not use threatening or insulting language.
What are the penalties for those who do?
The penalties are stipulated in Section 62 of the Act, which is really 1 million shillings fine or imprisonment of up to 3 years or both of them. Okay. And as a commission, really, we will pursue this if some of Kenyans do that. And it does not apply to only politicians. Even the church leaders, for example, if they use threatening language, insulting language, they will also be followed. And even ordinary Kenyans themselves.
Well, the two issues arise. The first one is, you've said Section 13 talks about abusive, insulting, and threatening language.
Correct.
But what about politicians who rouse the emotions of the community without necessarily abusing, insulting, or threatening directly? So a politician who keeps saying my people or our people.
Yes.
And really, how do we remind politicians that a constituency is made up of very many different kinds of people, and really they should be representing all the people in the constituency?
Now when you say my people, that means there's we and them. Who are the them then? So in a way that we can be interpreted as pitting one community against the other, which is what when you see ethnic hatred or inciting ethnic hatred, it says inciting one community against the other. So we would be interested as a commission to know when you say my people, we, who are you referring to? And as we said earlier, let us do these campaigns on the referendum without depicting each other, we versus them. We are one nation, one country, and we need to move together irrespective of what we are discussing at the moment.
My final question, and it's a very sensitive issue right now. A lot of propaganda going around on our internet and SMSs with regard to religion. And we see now, that this is becoming, tensions might be heightened in this area. You've spoken about the fact that you have jurisdiction over other leaders, not just politicians. What would you want to say in terms of Kenyans just being aware, as you've said, we should go into this one nation, come out of it one nation, even where religion is concerned?
I must say that we have received complaints. A complaint has been launched about people using bad language in internet, inciting one religion against the other. And I must say, it does not mean, the law does not only talk about talking, but even publishing, even forwarding. So when you receive some of this mail and you forward it to someone else, our assumption is that you are the author of that information. And we should be able to tell us, why are you distributing this message to other people if you don't believe of it or if you support it? So that's an area that we'll also be exploring, and I really, really would wish Kenyans that we do not tear this country apart. We have seen where we came from, and really we cannot afford another problem we are. As we said, in 2005, Kenyans died as a result of referendum. It should not have happened this time because we have eyesight from what happened to us as a nation.
All right. Thank you so much for coming, and it's been a pleasure. So you've heard Daktari. If you are forwarding these messages, perhaps you've received one. If you're forwarding them, then do be careful, because he has said they could decide that you are the author